Welcome back to Patrick Christie Snipe. Just very quickly before I get stuck into this story, we've got a clip of Sir Keir Starmer. Later on, we're going to play this to you, where he denies any personal involvement in Rachel Reeves' tears. He says a couple of other things that are very interesting as well. The Daily Mail's front page, however, which again I will show you in the next segment, blames Angela Rayner. So, interesting stuff coming your way shortly. But first, the UK and France are currently preparing to announce a one-in, one-out migrant deal next week. So, under the agreement, illegal small boat migrants would be barred from claiming asylum in the UK. They would be returned to France. However, in return, Britain would have to take in an equal number of migrants from France, which has led many people to question if the deal will make any difference at all. Meanwhile, though, across the pond, our friends in America, President Donald Trump, has unveiled a migrant detention centre in Florida, which has been dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, surrounded by swamp and guarded by live alligators. It was built in just 8 days. It can hold 5,000 illegal migrants. The president visited the centre yesterday and had some advice for the migrants set to be sent there.
Fast, but alligators, we're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay? If they escape prison, how to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run like this. And you know what? Your chances go up about 1%.
Right, well, anyway, I'm going to go live to America now and be joined by the senior editor at the Daily Signal, Tyler O'Neill. Tyler, tremendous to have you. Thank you very, very much. So comparing what we're doing here in Britain, which is essentially a one-in, one-out deal with the French, versus Alligator Alcatraz, whose side are you on?
Well, it's not easy. It's not hard to pick a side. I mean, President Trump is leading with the strongest message he can, telling illegal aliens that they should not come to this country, that if they come here and if they break the law, they'll be sent to Alligator Alcatraz, where the guards are alligators, and he wouldn't want to be stuck in the middle of the Everglades if they were able to escape. So, I mean, this is Deterrence 101. If you want to convince illegal aliens to stop coming to your country, the number one thing you can do is say, look, it's not going to go well for you if you try to make it here. And we are going to get you out of here, and we are going to treat you the way you should be treated. I mean, these people are violating our laws, clearly showing no respect for the United States of America as a country. We have an immigration process for people to come here legally, and we encourage that. But if you break that law, you should face the consequences.
Can I ask you about that word deterrence, please? Because as you may or may not be aware, currently here in Britain, we have no deterrent for somebody who wants to come here illegally. So since President Trump has come into power, what are the deterrents for breaking into America?
Yeah, well, the deterrent is clearly saying, we will find you. If you are an illegal alien criminal, we will find you and deport you. So it is in your interest not to come, or it is in your interest to leave on your own, to self-deport, as the president always says. And I think our friends across the pond could really take a few pages out of President Trump's book when it comes to convincing people not to come, convincing people to follow the law if they do come, and convincing them to reconsider if they're an illegal alien. I know you have a very big immigration problem in England as well, and across the UK. And if you would come out and say firmly that you're going to be dealt with harshly, a lot of these people might reconsider.
What are the Human Rights Brigade in America saying about this? And how is President Trump getting around people who say, well, I've got a booklet of international law here, and that booklet tells me you can't put like Mexicans in a facility that is surrounded by alligators. So, and then fly them off even if they don't want to go. So how does President Trump manage to get around that?
Yeah, he pretty much says, too bad. I mean, the president has firmly stood by his deportation actions. Listen, when the courts decide against him and it goes up to the Supreme Court, he acknowledges and he will follow the law when it's decided. But what we've seen time and time again, as you mentioned, the Human Rights Campaign filing these lawsuits, or the Human Rights Brigade is what they call themselves. The Human Rights Campaign is an actual organization.
Oh, right.
But groups like American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, file lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, saying, and many times this brigade is filing behind some of the worst offenders, criminal alien gang members, who most Americans want to get out of this country as quickly as possible. And they're saying, no, you have to meet this legal hurdle and this legal hurdle and this legal hurdle. I wasn't hearing any legal hurdles when these people crossed the border under President Biden's administration. Where was the due process when you had an open border? It's only when they're trying to get these people out. So President Trump, one of the main things is he's sending the message that no matter what this Human Rights Brigade says, he's going to fight, he's going to go to the mat for the American people.
Well, that's it, isn't it, really, and national security. We await the finer details here in Britain of this agreement that we've got with the French, which, loosely speaking, is a one-in, one-out thing, which, as far as I can tell, would still involve people coming across the English Channel in small boats, medium-sized or even large boats, actually, as it turns out, still involve that happening, but then those people being sent back to France, and in their place, us being sent people who have not yet decided to come across in a small boat. So the numbers might remain about the same. People might still come in small boats. I remain resolutely unconvinced that the French are going to take back anything like the numbers that we have been seeing coming across in recent days. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. Thank you very much for your time this evening. Tremendous to see you. And it sounds like you're having quite a good time in America at the moment. So I'd like to maybe nip over and see it for myself at some point. Tyler O'Neill, the senior editor at the Daily Signal.